sounds of war have never stopped for a second on this earth. We have yet to see a world without the sounds of war. We dream of a world where we do not hear any sounds of war. Some people ask if it is even possible to achieve a world of peace. There have been countless peace agreements, but peace was never realized. No one has been able to give an answer for peace. Maybe humanity has become so used to living in the midst of war. Since we've been continuously at war or prepared for war, maybe we don't know how to find peace. But now, what about us? The one and only answer: one voice. Politics, religion, media, education, women, youth, DPCW. Finally, we have found the only solution to put an end to war.
Greetings to all the peace advocates and welcome to the 2018 Conference for the Implementation of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. My name is Joseph Sung and I'll be your presider for today's event. With the topic of global cooperation for the realization of a peaceful unification on the Korean Peninsula and the implementation of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, it will be a time to share opinions from each speaker's respective sectors. Today, around 600 guests, including former and current heads of states, prime ministers and ministers from each country, high officials, education and religious leaders, heads of organizations and journalists are all here in attendance. I'm confident to say that the fate of the global village is in our hands. In order for mankind to achieve sustainable growth in this land and all creation to coexist safely, a realistic and practical peace system is needed. The 10 articles and 38 clauses of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, DPCW, is a system of peace for all over the globe. The only way for the cessation of war, HWPL's global solidarity for the peace is becoming stronger, and his vision to introduce the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War to the United Nations is becoming closer to reality. At this conference, we will share the achievements of peace initiatives in various fields through leaders of each respective field. Furthermore, we wish to discuss ways to expand international support for the DPCW and methods of expanding the peace activities centered around this declaration. History remember all of you and this moment forever. Before we begin, please allow me to introduce to you the distinguished guests who are here with us today. First, it is a privilege to welcome first Man-hee Lee, Chairman of HWPL, who is in attendance today. Jun Taek Im, General Secretary of HWPL, is in attendance. Ms. Hyun Suk Yoon, Chairwoman of IWPG, is in attendance. Young Min Chung, General Director of IPYG, is in attendance. His Excellency Petru Luchinsky, former President of Moldova, is in attendance. His Excellency Stanislaw Shushkevich, former Chairman of the Supreme Soviet of the Republic of Belarus, is in attendance. His Excellency Stefan Mesic, former President of Croatia, is in attendance. His Excellency Ivo Josipovic, former President of Croatia, is also in attendance. Dr. Rosalia Arteaga Serrano, former President of Ecuador, is in attendance. His Excellency Donald Ramotar, former President of Guyana, is in attendance. His Excellency Dr. Monsef Marzouki, former President of Tunisia, is in attendance. His Excellency Ikoboa Italeli, Governor General of Tuvalu, is in attendance. His Excellency Gennady Barbulis, former State Secretary of Russia and President of Baltic Black Sea Forum, is in attendance. Honorable Rant Bagration, former Prime Minister of Armenia, is in attendance. His Excellency Zlatko Lagumizia, former Prime Minister of Bosnia and Herzegovina, is in attendance. His Excellency Mr. Kalraj Rejmi, former Chairman Council of Ministers of Nepal, is also in attendance. His Excellency Zumart Otorbayev, former Prime Minister of Kyrgyzstan, is also in his attendance. His Excellency Samuel Sam Sumana, former Vice President of Sierra Leone, is in attendance. Also today, we have many leaders who are working to achieve peace together. Please excuse me for not being able to introduce each person due to lack of time. But ladies and gentlemen, please give another big round of applause for everyone who's with us here today. This conference will be translated simultaneously into 18 languages, including Korean, Chinese, French, Arabic, Spanish, Russian, and Indonesian. Please find the translation device that is provided in your seats at this time. Now we'll have the chairman of HWPL, Mr. Man-hee Lee, give some opening remarks for today's event. Chairman Lee has dedicated his life towards creating a new system for achieving peace and that's growing all around the world for the purpose of peace for all mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chairman Man-hee Lee with a warm round of applause.
네, 각고 전직 대통령님을 비롯해서 주변 여러분들 좀 반갑습니다. 저는 HWPL 대표 이만희입니다. 오늘 우리가 이 한 자리에 모인 것은 하당에 우리뿐만 아닐 줄 알고 있습니다. 하늘의 창조의 영들도 또 지구촌의 많은 사람들이 눈과 귀와 마음이 이곳을 향하고 있는 줄 압니다. 왜 그러겠습니까? 이 지구촌에 전쟁 정치 평화를 이루는 모두 다 참된 사자들이기에 무인과 평화를 바라보고 있을 것입니다. 여러분들, 우리가 해야 할 사명, 오늘날 결코 전쟁을 정치 짓고 평화를 이루고 후대에 유산을 떼는 일을 하는 사자들이라고 봐집니다. 하여 우리는 이 시대에 맡겨진 참된 사명을 다 완수해야 할 것입니다. 그리고 후대가 영원히
And
기억하고 역사에
it must be
빛나게
something that the future generations could remember.
지구촌이
The world,
실망하지 아니하도록
so it won't be disappointed,
지구촌이 영원히 기뻐할 수
so that the
있는
world
일을
will be
우리가
eternally
함께
joyful.
유념하고
Let us discuss
또
with one
서로
another. Let us
장려해서
also
깨닫고
understand
그리고
and
일하는
realize
모든
things.
분들에게도 힘을 주고
And I
힘을
hope that we can encourage and strengthen one another and discuss with each other and achieve together. I hope that it's a good time for everybody.
여러분에게 이 사람 기대합니다.
I really expect a lot of things from you,
기대하고요.
and all the people also expect a lot of things from you. I hope that it's a good time and that we are able to achieve the objective together during this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's give another big round of applause for Chairman Man-hee Lee. Next, we have a few leaders who have aided in the work of spreading peace and holding peace movements all around the world to share some congratulatory messages. First, we want to invite His Excellency Mr. Khail Raj Rejimi, former President or former Prime Minister of Nepal, and His Excellency, the former Prime Minister, has served as a Chief Justice of Nepal as well. He's also working for peace with HWPL as a member of the HWPL Advisory Council. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause.
Chairman of HWPL, His Excellency Mr. Man-hee Lee, General Secretary of HWPL, Chairwoman of IWPG, General Director of IPYG, distinguished delegates, excellencies, experts of international law, participants, ladies and gentlemen, media persons. I am glad to be here in the 2018 World Peace Summit and fourth annual commemoration of WARP Summit. At the outset, let me have the privilege to extend deep felicitation to His Excellency Man-hee Lee, Chairman of HWPL, for his warm invitation to participate in this summit. On behalf of the entire member of my delegation, I also would like to extend sincere appreciation and hearty thanks to the entire management team of HWPL for providing warm welcome and hospitality during this visit to Korea. At this significant occasion, I would like to congratulate the host organization and its entire partners for the success to organize this grand assembly. Following previous various summits since the WARP Summit of 2014, recalling my previous two participation in 2014 and 2015, this time again I have this opportunity to get involved in the activities of HWPL. The ideal founder of HWPL, His Excellency Chairman Man-hee Lee, has been tirelessly giving effects with acclaimed contribution for the sustainable global peace. Until today, it has been great message to us that Chairman Lee is going to be a pathfinder and peace icon to the entire world. I wish my sincere greetings to Excellency Chairman Lee, your all peace messengers and activists for the success to bring everlasting peace in this beautiful world. Today, it is another important opportunity that we are here to show our solidarity and plan for future actions for the peace and harmony. It is worth sharing before this enlightened assembly that HWPL is not the peace worker only in the words. Rather, it is the actual doer in this theme. Peace is not present in the materialistic and physical existence, but it is the realization of bliss and comfort. There is a proverb of famous peace messenger, Lord Gautam Buddha, who was born in Nepal, said, "Make your peace with that, and all will be well." In this sense, SWPL, IWPG, IYPG Chairman, Excellency Manhee Lee, and the peace workers within its networks are of distinct kind and trendsetters to the rest of the world. In April 2015, when there was fatal earthquake in Nepal, claiming lives of thousands of people and causing damages to the properties of billions of rupees, the entire nation was suffering with pain and panic. In such an environment of grief and sorrows, there were spontaneous fund collection from the HWPL and its volunteers to support the victims of earthquake. This example of voluntary assistance is a unique example of itself. For the sake of humanity, since then, I have a different impression of the generosity of HWPL. Excellencies, delegates, and ladies and gentlemen, in this August meeting, I can frankly affirm that being a peace worker with the HWPL is a lifetime satisfaction forever. I have been inspired from the noble initiatives and unfettered dedication of HWPL for the global sensitization of peace. I can promptly and confidently mention that being a co-worker or partner of HWPL is a pride and beauty in everyone's life. If anyone of you here is planning and eager to work with this distinct organization and its outstanding members, I greet you, congratulate you, and wish you every success. I do not have many reasons, but simply the few best aspects of HWPL are adequate to encourage the people to work with HWPL for peace. My perception is that HWPL is working with the broader jurisdiction, having recognized legal framework and through the representative from diverse communities of the world. This is simply more than adequate to see the results. We have started experiencing the effect of our efforts since the last few years, and in the long run, we can believe that the cherished dream of peace is at our reach. There is another significant achievement with the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, is popularly called the Law of Peace. We have tried to ensure that peace can be legally safeguarded and it should be lawfully recognized. It has been necessary to ensure peace through the end of conflict and wars because peace cannot be at the discretion of people. Rather, it is inherited right of every human being to live in free and fearless environment. Since the inception of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, there are growing numbers of international legal instruments. Most of the international legal documents address human rights of the people in the world. However, there was a need of explicit legal instrument recognizing peace as a right. We are hopeful that DPCW in the long run will definitely get status of law of peace. In some of the global forums in past 1 and 2 years, I experienced that the impact of the peace initiatives of HWPL are equally harmonious with such other organizations. The harmony and consistency with other similar organizations will empower all of us for a strong bond, sustained ties, and effective enforcement of agendas. The exchange of success stories, shared ideas, and mixed experiences are result-oriented in any discipline, and they are obviously meaningful in the social context. Therefore, let me express my commitment once again that we are always there in future for the sustainability of peace. Nepal and Nepalese are genetically peace lovers. Today, we are happy to share that long-awaited peace process of Nepal has come to the logical end, and we are having way forward with the political stability. We will be more happy to work for peace, so we are here for peace. Let us have collective efforts and share our plans, programs, and policies for peace in the days to come. I would like to urge all the dignitaries and delegates and representatives from different nations, everyone here for the more motivation and dedication towards the service of humanity and world peace. Finally, I would like to extend congratulations to His Excellency Chairman Man Hee Lee and the HWPL and express all sincere and wishes and greetings for the success of 4th annual commemoration of WARP Summit. I hope Summit of President of Republic of Korea and North Korea will bring peace and unification in the Korean Peninsula. I am grateful with all the excellencies and dignitaries present here for your valuable time, and thankful with all the delegates, participants, ladies and gentlemen, for your presence and kind attention. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll invite His Excellency Akoba Italeli, Governor General of Tuvalu. His Excellency is serving as the Minister of Education, and at this time, we'll invite him up, and let's all welcome him with a big round of applause, please. Okay, once again, as he makes his way up on stage, let's give him a big warm round of applause.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Excellency Chairman Lee, the organizers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to convey our sincere thanks, together with my delegation, to the organizers and in particular, Chairman Lee, for extending the invitation to participate again at the 4th Summit for the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. May I say this? Who in this earth does not want peace? Do we know anyone on earth that doesn't want peace in his life? I think every reasonable person on this planet wants peace. And peace can only be gained through love. If we love, we can have peace. I'm so thankful for the engineers of this movement, Manly, for the efforts that you have spent without any price for you, believing that humanity must live in harmony and in peaceful togetherness, and to work together in partnership. God has created us in His image, as most religious believers believe. So who will gain from war? Who will gain from war? No wins. So the effort made for the declaration, I, as the head of state of my country, fully support the declaration. Because this is the only thing that we can offer for humanity while we still exist in this planet, and to give it back to the generations yet to come. Us in the Pacific, and in particular myself from Tuvalu, which is a small atoll in the Pacific, we don't have any sort of terrorist or whatever. The only thing that we have that we are so concerned about, which is a matter of security, is climate change and sea level rise. These are the problems that we are facing at the moment. We can see now climate change is biting everywhere. We want peace. If we don't address climate change, we are not addressing peace. So we have to look at peace in its totality. No one person, as we have heard from other speakers this morning, no one person can achieve peace throughout the world. It is a concerted effort by all leaders of the world. It must have given a political will. Unless we have this, and then we can achieve our goals. We have to look at our justice, our justice that we are going to give to this planet. When our world is torn apart by conflicts and divisions, nobody wins, as I said. We need to focus our effort on peace, not profit. We have to taste the risk. To take the risk and fail is not a failure, Excellencies. Real failure is to fear, to take any risk. So it is time to take the risk, whatever the cost, because we need peace. When the world has peace, everybody will be very, very happy. Without peace, no happiness. And why do these people want war? We have to look at the philosophy, the ideology of these people. Military actions is not a solution for peace. It's only a partial solution. We can only have peace if we have the inner part of our heart, the love that we've been given by the Creator. So to conclude, I must say that it is an effort not wasted, coming together and to deliberate together in partnership, in true partnership, in trust, so that we can achieve the goal that we dream of. Again, organizers, Chairman Lee, thank you ever so much indeed for this occasion. I thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Just like Kim said, this is an effort that we have to put in together. So thank you very much again for your congratulatory message. Next, we will have speeches from leaders who have gathered here from around the world. And first, I'd like to invite Mr. Pravin Parekh, head of the Confederation of the Indian Bar, to give us his speech. Mr. Parekh is currently the chairperson of HWPL International Law Peace Committee, and the topic of his speech will be the submission of the DPCW as a UN draft resolution, progress, and plans. Let's give him a big round of applause, please.
His Excellency Chairman Lee and his entire team, my members in the committee which drafted this declaration, the leaders of the world from different parts of the world, ladies and gentlemen, why world peace? Why do we need world peace? There was World War #1, there was World War #2, but now if a World War #3 takes place, then there will be no more any world war at all, because we will not exist at all. Nobody will exist. The entire universe will disappear, because now we have got the weapons of mass destructions. Those good old days are gone when you will go with a pistol and one warrior will kill the other warrior. Now all of us will be killed, innocent, children, women, all over the world. That is what, and what do you need? Just pressing one button. Pressing one button by a mad person, a mad leader of any country can destroy all of us. And that is why I'm very, very happy it is Chairman Lee who has taken this subject. It is not a question of world peace alone. It's a question of our survival. And that is why the declaration has been drafted. And when the declaration was drafted, we have got members from different parts of the world. Chairman Lee used to regularly come whenever we had our meetings. He used to give us our ideas. Sometimes he said that you must put it this way, language should be different. And some of the members said that no, but according to law it cannot be done. But when we went through, we realized that what the Chairman Lee said, his suggestions were very correct, and they were accepted by us in our declaration. Now it is necessary that United Nations today represents the world, because various parts of the countries, almost all the countries, are represented in United Nations. So today, one country saying, yes, Chairman Lee, I accept your declaration is not enough. 10 countries saying is not good enough. Therefore, you need United Nations. In fact, United Nations came out in 1948 of the Human Rights Declaration. and that is a very, very good document. But things have changed from 1948 until now, and therefore it is necessary that the United Nations adopts the declaration made by us in toto as part of their document, so that when United Nations accepts it, it becomes binding to all the countries in the world, and that is the effort Chairman Lee has been doing, and we should all support Chairman Lee in ensuring that this becomes a United Nations document. Technically, United Nations says, oh, Chairman Lee, you are not a country, you are not a nation. So who are you to tell us? Who are you to advise us? Chairman Lee is not wanting to advise. He is not claimed that he is a country. He is a person with all humility has come out with an excellent document. And he is requesting United Nations, please adopt this. If there is any mistakes in us, tell, we are ready to discuss. If you want to add or delete something, we are ready to discuss. But this declaration has been prepared so well. So I don't think United Nations can really tell us that there is any mistakes or any default in this declaration. And that is why the attempt is made. It is true that the Chairman Lee is not a country. It is true, he is not a nation. But he is much more than a nation. Look at the whole world is here in this hall, in this auditorium. So if whole world, we have got the presidents, prime ministers, former prime minister, chief justice, and why this big, they are all have come here. Why have they come? They come because what Chairman Lee is doing is the right thing, is the necessity, and we must be supporting him. And by all of us coming from different parts of the world, we are telling the world and we are telling the United Nations that please listen to Chairman Lee. It is not Chairman Lee, it is all of us supporting Chairman Lee. The declarations were prepared and it took 3 years to finalize because we used to meet every 6 months or once a year, and all the people were coming from different parts of the world. And it has been an excellent declaration. In fact, many times, as I said, Chairman Lee used to tell us that, well, I don't agree with this language, or I want some changes to be made. And by and large, our committee found that his suggestions were very helpful and very good. Therefore, the declaration is here. Declaration is available on the website. Declaration, I'm sure, will be circulated to all of you. And we will suggest that each one of you, please go through the declaration and write to the Secretary General of United Nations that we and my country want you to adopt this declaration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next, at this time, we'll have a speech from His Excellency Mohammed El Amin Suef, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Mr. Suef is currently in position at head of the liaison office in Khartoum and head office in South and North Darfur, the UN AMID. He will give a speech on the topic of support for the DCPW at the national level. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellences, Monsieur Manieli, président du HWPL, Excellences, Messieurs les chefs d'État et de gouvernement, Mesdames et Messieurs les chefs de délégation, honorables assistants, Mesdames et Messieurs, il m'est particulièrement agréable de me retrouver ce jour à Séoul, dans cette belle capitale de la République de Corée, pour participer à vos côtés à cette 4e commémoration annuelle du sommet de l'Alliance mondiale des religions et de la paix. Je voudrais, au nom de la délégation de mon pays, l'Union des Comores, adresser nos sincères remerciements aux autorités de la République de Corée pour l'accueil chaleureux qui nous a été réservé et pour toutes les dispositions prises pour garantir le bon déroulement de nos travaux et pour rendre notre séjour dans ce beau pays le plus agréable possible. Je saisis cette heureuse opportunité pour saluer le président Manili pour son engagement et sa détermination à aider les pays dans leurs efforts soutenus déployés en vue de mettre fin aux guerres dans le monde et promouvoir la paix. Monsieur le Président, Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, permettez-moi de prime abord, au nom du Président de l'Union des Comores, Son
First,
Excellence Monsieur
I would
Azali
like,
Assoumani,
in
et
the
au nom de
name
son gouvernement,
of
de
the
vous
President of
exprimer
the Comoros,
nos vifs
to
et sincères
express
remerciements pour
our
avoir
deep
bien voulu accepter
thanks
d'accorder un moment à l'Union des Comores
for,
pour s'exprimer dans le
letting
cadre
us,
des travaux de cette importante conférence
give
consacrée
a speech
à la paix et à la sécurité dans le monde. Notre présence parmi vous
regarding the
dans
work
ces
of
travaux
peace that we have to do
réaffirme
in this world.
l'importance majeure que le gouvernement de mon pays, l'Union des Comores, accorde à la création d'une vision internationale
The
intégrant
Comores
clairement l'aspiration à la paix mondiale et à la fin des guerres.
really
La paix
want
joue
to
un rôle
participate to
vital
this work
dans
of peace in order to
l'assimilation
put
du
an end
développement
to the
économique et
wars in the
social
world.
de nos pays respectifs.
And we really
Nous
want the peace
convenons
in order
tous
for
que
all
le
our
développement n'est
countries
possible
to be able
sans une
to
paix
develop
durable.
themselves on the economic
La problématique
from
de
the
la
economic
paix
point of view
et la
also.
cessation des
So
guerres
the cessation
est
of war
pour l'Union des
and
Comores une question
the world
fondamentale
peace
devant être
are really
abordée dans le cadre d'une vision,
a really
prospective
important
à long
vision
terme. Mon pays réitère
that we
son
have
adhésion
to take
totale
into
aux
consideration.
objectifs du comité du
So the objectives
HWPL
of the
qui sont,
HWPL
rappelons-le,
committee,
la réduction des armes
which are
fatales,
the
l'interdiction des
reduction of
conflits
the
religieux, la diffusion de la culture
of
de la
the
paix. Devant l'incertitude caractérisant la coopération mondiale déclenchée par
of the
une chaîne de
weapons
bouleversements
and
politiques sans
the
précédent, il est indispensable de réfléchir
construction
en
of
toute
peace,
urgence à
building
une
of
nouvelle
peace in the whole
approche
world.
capable de promouvoir un ordre pacifique
Through this,
international
we have to be able
garantissant
to
la paix et la cessation des guerres.
to
Le
give
monde a
the
besoin
whole
d'un nouvel ordre
world
mondial
peace and
fondé sur les
cessation of war.
valeurs irréversibles, des valeurs universelles sacro-saintes que
So
nous
these
partageons
are
tous,
really,
la
really
paix
deep
et la
values,
sécurité, le respect
which is the
et
peace,
l'écoute du
the
prochain,
security, the
la
respect,
solidarité
and
entre tous les
listening
membres de la
to
grande
the
famille
others
composant le concert des nations,
among
la
all
sincérité dans
the
nos
big
relations
family
en tant qu'humains
of the
et dans la
world,
coopération et le partenariat
by
ainsi que le
respecting each other
respect
as
et la
human
promotion
beings
des droits humains.
and by promoting the human rights.
Le monde, pour avancer vers les décennies futures,
So we have to
pleines
think about the
d'opportunités et de
future
promesses
generations,
avec les
which are
avancées
full of
inédites
promises
de la science et
with
de la
the
technologie, doit,
great
sans plus tarder,
advancements that
impulser une dynamique capable d'enrayer les
that we can see
égoïsmes
now
des hommes,
on the
des peuples et
technological
des nations
fields.
qui sont, avouons-le, à l'origine des fléaux qui ont
And we
anéanti
have to put an
bien les
end to the wars
civilisations
who have
pourtant
put an end
florissantes
to
et
many
continuent encore de
civilizations
plonger le
and
monde
who are
dans
still
le
today
désordre, le désespoir, la précarité et la misère. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs,
so we
dans la vision de Son Excellence M. Azali Assoumani, chef de l'État de l'Union des Comores,
speaking in the
de
name
faire des
of the
Comores
chief
un
of the
pays
Comores,
émergent à l'horizon
we would
2030,
like to say
nous ambitionnons une politique mondiale de
that
paix
until
pour les générations
2030
futures
we want
qui
to build
permettra
a
de
generation
réduire
of peace
massivement
for the
les
future
conflits et qui
generations,
favorisera les mécanismes
which will
politico-juridiques innovants qui faciliteront la mise en œuvre d'actions concrètes
which
et
will
précises pour implanter la paix
implement
et
the
assurer la
peace
cessation des
and
guerres.
ensure the cessation of war.
Aujourd'hui,
So
l'Union des
today,
Comores vient
the
de signer
Union
la
of the
déclaration
Comores
pour la
just
paix et la cessation
signed
des guerres
the
pour
cessation
marquer
for
et soutenir les
the
efforts
cessation of
déployés
war
par le
and the peace
WARL,
declaration.
Commémoration annuelle du sommet de l'Alliance mondiale des religions et des paix pour le
And
bien-être de l'humanité.
we
En
have
effet,
done
la
this
déclaration pour la paix et la
the
cessation des
good
guerres,
of humanity.
avec ses 10 articles et 38
And the
clauses, a été
DPCW,
rédigé
with the
par
10 articles and 38
HWPL
clauses,
et
has
des
been
experts en droit international.
written by
Cette
HWPL
déclaration
and
est
the
basée
international
sur
law
l'esprit
experts.
de la Charte des Nations
And this
Unies et de la
declaration is
Déclaration des
based
droits de l'homme. La
on
déclaration,
the
en
Human
effet,
Rights
prône
Declaration.
la paix, le respect du droit
This
international,
declaration
la liberté, l'éthique religieuse
talks
et la
about the
diffusion
respect of
d'une culture de paix.
religion and the respect of
L'intégration de ces
individual
nouvelles
freedom
sources de
and
données
national freedom.
pour la réalisation de la paix est nécessaire.
And we
Il est
think
essentiel
that
de développer
these things are
les outils
essentials for the
associés
realization of
en vue
peace
de
in the
réussir
world.
cette assimilation. Pour ce faire,
And in order
il nous
to
faut
put
des
these
stratégies
into
internationales
a
claires
reality,
et bénéficier
we need
également
a
des
clear,
expériences des uns et des autres.
we need clear
Aujourd'hui, des efforts seront
roadmap,
mis à
and we need to
contribution
hear from the
pour la
experience
coexistence
of
pacifique des peuples et des
others who
nations.
have put
Les
this
initiatives
declaration
de
into practice.
HWPL contribuent à la résolution
Today we
des
can see
conflits
that the work of
afin
HWPL
d'augmenter
really
la
contributes to the
compréhension
end of
mutuelle
wars
qui peut
in the world
restreindre
and
les
the end of
hostilités.
conflicts. We can see
L'atmosphère en
also
Union
that
des
it contributes to the
Comores et dans la
reduction
sous-région
of
du sud-ouest de l'océan
many
Indien
conflictual
offre des
situations
opportunités
in the
réelles
world,
pour l'organisation
and we
de
can see
séminaires et événements locaux
and
dans
we
une
can say now
approche
that
visant une
our
large
country
diffusion
also will
des
contribute
valeurs de paix.
to
C'est
the
pour cette
spreading
raison
of these values
que nous
of
faisons
peace.
appel à
And that is
l'ensemble
why
de nos partenaires bilatéraux et multilatéraux pour qu'ils
we call
veuillent
out
bien
to our
nous apporter
partners
leur appui et
so that they
soutien
can
dans la mise en
really
œuvre de la
support
déclaration
the
pour la
implementation
paix et
of
la
the
cessation
declaration
des guerres.
of the
Excellences,
DPCW.
mesdames et messieurs, honorable assistance, avant de conclure,
So, dear
permettez-moi
guests,
de porter
before
à la
concluding,
haute
I would
attention
like
de
to
cette
add
auguste assemblée que mon pays, l'Union des
that my
Comores,
country, the
déploiera
Union of
tous
Comoros,
les efforts nécessaires
will
en vue
do
de
its
contribuer
best
à
in order to
l'action louable
contribute
menée par le
to
mouvement international
this
de
great
plaidoyer en
work
faveur de la déclaration
that
de la
is
paix
done
et la cessation des guerres. Cette
for
déclaration
the declaration of
que nous avons
peace
signée
and cessation
et
of war.
transmise au secrétariat général des Nations
So we
Unies
transmitted
est un vecteur
this
obligé
declaration.
pour la
We want to,
cessation des guerres
transmit this
qui
declaration
ravagent le
to
monde. La pertinence de cette déclaration va
the
dans ce
UN,
sens car le préambule même
and
de
we
la
think
déclaration
it has to be like that
à
because
maintenir la paix
the preamble
internationale.
of this
La
declaration
sécurité et la
is
paix
to promote
doivent
the
marquer
national
les jalons
security
pour la promotion
and the
d'un
world
monde sans
security
la guerre et débarrasser des fléaux, de la misère, de la précarité
so that we
et
can
du
get rid
désespoir.
of the poverty
Ce rêve
and
est
the
possible,
despair in
mesdames
the
et
world.
messieurs. Il est entièrement à notre portée.
So, dear guests,
Si nous le voulons,
we can,
nous
if
pouvons
we want,
ensemble édifier la paix
really build
harmonieuse et
the
durable
peace
dans le monde
in
et
this
léguer
world.
aux générations futures un monde
And we
où
can truly
réellement il fait bon
give this
vivre.
peace
Je
to the
voudrais
future
réitérer
generations
nos
and give them a
sincères
world where we
aux
can
autorités
live
de
in
ce
harmony.
pays pour l'accueil
So
chaleureux
I would really
réservé
like
à
to
notre
thank once
délégation
again
depuis notre
this country
arrivée
for their
dans
warm
ce beau pays.
welcoming.
J'adresse également mes
And I would
félicitations
also like
au
to
comité d'organisation de cette conférence
say
pour
thank
les
you to
excellentes
the organizers
dispositions
of
prises
this
en
conference.
vue de garantir le succès de cette conférence
And I'm sure
importante
this conference
pour
will be
l'avenir
a real
du
success.
monde et de l'humanité.
And it's
Je
a really
souhaite succès et
important
réussite
step for
aux travaux
the
de cette
future of
conférence
humanity.
2018
I
consacrée
wish
à la promotion
you
de la déclaration
all the
pour la
best
paix
concerning
et la
the
cessation des guerres. Vive la coopération
implementation
internationale et je vous
of the
remercie.
declaration. I really thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Next, we'll have Gennady Barbudas, the former State Secretary of Russia. And Mr. Barbudas is currently at the Strategy Center and the head of the Baltic Black Sea Forum. The Baltic Black Sea Forum was founded for maintaining local security in the Baltic Black Sea region and the Eastern Europe National Federation, in which many political leaders, including former presidents, are working on positive ways. Today, he will give us a speech on the Center BBS Declaration of Support for the DPCW. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause.
Принимая во внимание
taking into the consideration
членов человеческой семьи
that all of us are the people of the one global family,
свободы, справедливости и
and
всеобщего мира,
everyone has the understanding of the values of dignity and peace and happiness. All people from their birth are equal in their rights. They have their intelligence and the dignity, so they have to act according to the in the spirit of peace. And this is the first article of the World Declaration of Human Rights that was adopted in 1948. And the anniversary of this event was celebrated recently, and we think that that event was very important. From this place, I am representing the International Center of Baltic Black Sea Research Center of the Consensus Practice. We are united in the spirit of peace and dialogue on the Black Sea Baltic region. 16 presidents who are in different years, in different periods of times, they created, let's say, the new states in the Eastern Europe to share their responsibilities for the future. And we even have this kind of romantic motto. There cannot be the ex-presidents, the prior presidents. Very often we can experience difficulties that each of us can face too in 21st century. For the last 18 years, we understand with you that there are so many threats and there are so many conflicts that are only increasing. And we also understand that armed conflicts are just increasing, not decreasing. And the revenge power and the evil power is not stopping. But in some very simple way, they are celebrating their power. But I want to say that yesterday, thanks to the invitation of the Chairman Lee, all our delegation of Black Sea Baltic Center was invited, and we had a great time, and we held the very important events where we signed the memorandum of agreement between HWPL and Black Sea Baltic Center, and also we signed an agreement of the Conference of the Peace in Kosong. So we shared our responsibilities for the future of promoting peace in the world. So our actions and steps are all very planned. First of all, the MOU, a Memorandum of Agreement, expresses our intention to work together in this important issue. Sometimes we can think that this problem or this question to promote peace is difficult, or sometimes we can think that it is very utopian, but we shouldn't forget that there are many international or law organizations that unfortunately, today, even UN does not function according to the purposes that it was established. So that brings the threats to all the humanity. And ignorance about the judicial institutes. And we cannot ignore these facts. So in our cooperation, in our work together, we should take into consideration this reality. So with all of that, we eagerly support the DPCW, and we really believe that this is a very important declaration in the time of when we are living now, and this is a very good addition to the Human Rights Declaration. And we really want to promote it to official resolution, to make it official resolution of the UN. And how can we make it? So yesterday we held our 5th Baltic and Black Sea Forum with chairmanly participation and other participants. The topic was that solidary peacemaking in big Europe and Asia. So the most important for us, we think, is the mobilization of all our skills and powers. We need to find new creative ways how to promote this peace and how to promote the DPCW in reality, because the declaration is perfectly made. It is a great work of recent 3 years, and we really share this responsibility with you to promote it in international society, to make it legal document. Sometimes we can face with geopolitical or bureaucratical some elements, but still we will cooperate, we will find some ways how to help those people who are doing the mistakes in the governments, in the UN, or in the very influential positions, that they are doing mistakes. So we are taking the responsibility to help in this not easy work to change their minds. I have my granddaughter, and her name is Sophia. So I asked my granddaughter Sophia, who is 10 years old. I told her, Sophia, help me to understand. I cannot find the answer. Goodness, is it always win? Is it always win? And Sophia answered me, yes, in cartoons, good is always win. But in the life, it's not like this. So this answer of my granddaughter actually reflects the reality we are living in. But let us in solidarity and in peace creativity, I call this like a peace creativity. Let's understand.
Мультики это хорошо, но пусть это будет в
Let's
жизни.
understand that these cartoons are very good, but let
Добро всегда побеждало
these
в реальной
principles
жизни.
be our reality in our lives, so that the good will win evil in our real life.
Программу, которую ваша прекрасная организация
All this program that is done by your organization HWPL
нашего сотрудничества.
is very great. I can see the order and sequence of our cooperation process
Национальных
in this way. We need to convince our ministers of the foreign affairs, we need to convince our
пришло время
leaders of our countries that the time came that we need to refuse our just simply political interests.
сложно, но
And
если мы этого не
some
будем делать, если мы напрямую будем стремиться
official things or our own interests. So we need to change something to promote this DPCW in the UN. And secondly, we need to broaden our platform like we experience it here on this summit, Peace Summit. And we need the support of the biggest universities. In the world, there are systems of universities, organizations that unite different universities, where such wise and smart people are gathered. So I wish that next Peace Summit, let these smart people of the great universities participate here and share this responsibility for promoting DPCW in UN. And to be in a particular, 20th of September, we will be in the university meeting with heads of the university here in Korea. We are going to discuss with them and have the dialogue to construct the order of our cooperation where we will make new norms, new values, new spiritual values that we need to construct in the humanity for the future generations. So I see that our ultimate goal of our cooperation is, first of all, it is to convince the heads of the states to sign and implement it, to make the DPCW as a law, and secondly, signing the Hartia, which is like a law like status that reflects the reality of our world today. How many conflicts we have, how many people have been died today through the conflict, and what kind of consequences these post-imperial countries lead people to. And it is not fair when the post-imperial countries are still doing this imperial politics. So this movement, I would say this great movement, will help in also in the unification of Korea and unification of Korean nation, and in also the peace in the whole world. So I want also take your attention to one document that very impressed me. 1st of March in 1919, the Declaration of Independence was implemented. 33 activists of the movement Hansong and of the 33 representatives who were against the forcing rebellion of Choson, rebellion against the Japanese imperialism. It was so significant and important. I wish that next time when we meet, we can pay more attention to this declaration too, because it is full of tragic and hearts of all the Koreans, and it also shows the history of the whole Korean nation. So I would like to say that our elders in the Baltic Black Sea Forum will fully support you in this initiative of peacemaking. And in the conclusion, I would like to say from one of our poets, Maximilian Maloshin, who said that be strong as a wind, never being exhausted, and full of be full like a sea, and the songs of the waves let help you feel the tremble of the life, and let it live in your heart always and forever and ever. Let us work together to achieve our goal for all the humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, this time, we'd like to invite His Holiness Tepvong of Cambodia. From 1991 to 2006, Tepvong was the Supreme Patriarch's Cabinet of the Great Supreme Patriarch. We'll now have a presentation of Venerable Owen Samar on behalf of Tepvong because of his absence due to some health issues. He'll give us a speech on the religious leader's role in actualizing the DPCW. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Venerable Owen Samar.
Dear Holinesses and Venerable Mr. Chairman Manheli, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. His Holiness of Cambodia, the Great Supreme Patriarch Kingdom of Cambodia, he born with his duty in the country that not able to join this great event. However, he sent his message for this event. So, permit me to read his congratulatory message of His Holiness Tepvong, the Great Supreme Patriarch of Kingdom of Cambodia, as following. It is my great pleasure and honor to send my great congratulatory message for the annual commemoration of September 18 World Alliance of Religion Peace Summit from 17-19 September 2018 in Incheon, Republic of Korea. for pushing the implementation of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. I, on behalf of Cambodian people, would like to congratulate to HWPL and WARP organizers and all participants all over the world to come together here for the sake of peace. Peace is very important for all humankind. When all people and communities have peace, all people have opportunity to develop themselves, their families, their community, and their society to live with happiness and prosperities. To lead human society to live within peace, happiness, and prosperity, religion have been playing very important roles to uphold morality and spirituality development of the people. We all, as religious leaders and religious practitioners, we need more effort to teach people the right teaching, our own individual religious tradition, that we need to teach them to have loving kindness by giving love to all people without conditions, to have compassion by giving a helping hands to those who need help and those who are in danger and suffering, to have a sympathy choice by expressing the enthusiasm toward all people, or to those who are successful, peaceful, and prosperous by not expressing envy and hatred. When all people have loving kindness, compassion, and sympathy joy toward each other, there will be no envy, enemy, hatred, insecurity, violence, and war anymore in this world. Moreover, to make people to live within peace and to achieve our ultimate goal, world peace through the legislation of DPCW, religious leaders and religious practitioners should implement locally and globally the Article 8, 9, and 10 of DPCW, which promote peace by fostering religious freedom, ceasing acts of radical violence, and spreading cultures of peace, to restore and to promote cultures of peace here and everywhere in the world is the core values of religious leaders, religious practitioners, and all religions. We all can see the real example of HWPL. We need to dialogue and learn more from each other for the sake of peace through HWPL and work platform or other platform that we can. Peace in this world could not be made just by one person or groups of people. It needs a great effort from all state leaders, religious leaders, youths, women groups, and all people all over the world. I hope that the 4th annual commemoration of September 18 World Alliance of Religion Summit this year will give everyone more peace and happiness, loving kindness, compassion, tolerance, nonviolence, and more strength, and give more determination to live and promote peace, happiness, and harmony in their daily life, in their own families, society, and the whole world. May all beings be happy, peaceful, and free from all kinds of suffering. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have His Excellency Stefan Mesic, the former president of Croatia. Mr. Mesic is admired for his leadership in the reconciliation of Europe through his input towards improving the relationship between Serbia, which is in the border of Croatia. He will give us a speech on the Advisory Council's role in actualizing the DPCW and peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. I ask for your big round of applause, please.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is quite an honor to be able to participate and deliver a speech at such a great gathering. I would immediately like to thank the organizers of this gathering. To be able to speak about peace in the world is necessary, as it was very necessary. The peace is under threat because there are forces that wish to redefine new interest spheres by force. I'm speaking about the world peace, about the whole world, and we have to be very aware of that. That's why our gathering is potentially very important. I say potentially because it all depends on how will our messages be received by those who hold the fate of the world in their hands, but it also depends on the media and how will they deliver our messages. I already said, but I will be precise again. The world which we live in is on the verge of a global conflict. I'm not speaking about thermonuclear conflict, but I'm speaking about the string of different conflicts which will involve different powerful countries. I will say it again, there are forces that wish to redefine the world and create new interest spheres under the guise of the fight for democracy. But it's actually all about resources and energy and the creation of vassal regimes, which will actually, in the future, in the conflicts of the future, provide cannon fodder for those conflicts. The world after the 1945 was defined by the balance of fear. Superpowers of those times, the NATO and the Warsaw Pact, refrained from any potential great escalation because they believed that it would actually lead to nuclear war and mutually assured destruction. But today we live in a different world. Yalta Agreement fell with the fall of Soviet Union, and the West understood that as the open hunt season. And the perception of the conflict of the great ones has already changed. It is now considered that the great ones can collide by the use of their satellites. These are called proxy wars. So there is no more fear for nuclear war and mutually assured destruction of the West and the East. This has positioned ourselves in the world, which is deemed to be more democratic and more free, but in reality we are sitting on the disaster waiting to happen, precisely because there is less democracy and less freedom, and democracy is now reminds us of the recipe which is prescribed, like a prescription drug given to the country, irrespective of the fact will it be harmful or helpful to the patient? That's why we've seen the so-called Arab Spring, which was nothing more than a fight for resources, and we see the toppling of regimes and even physical destruction of leaders of certain countries. Physical destruction is not something new. We can remember Salvador Allende in Chile. Today's peace in the world, it comes down to unilateral actions of certain countries which involve vassal regimes, even sanctions. Sanctions can only be declared by the UN, but today only USA and EU unilaterally impose sanctions on other countries. Today's world is on the verge of possible conflict because no one cares about interests of smaller countries, and because these small countries are denied their own path and their own development and their own vision of the future. So I believe that we have to return the faith, re-establish faith in the UN. We have to reform the UN. It has to become the only body and the only instrument that will serve and protect the interest of all countries in the world. You know that after hot rhetoric and hot escalation, leaders of DPRK and United States of America met. It's a good sign. It means that the countries can recognize diplomacy as an option. It's a small step, but it's a big message. Small start, but big messages to the leaders of both Koreas to start discussions on normalization issues are good because they can potentially lead to normalization. Today, the role of HWPL can be very valuable. It's known that political will on both sides of Korea exists, actually. So we have to find new points of reconciliation, and HWPL can help with that. So I believe that the HWPL's agenda has to become a part of UN's agenda. It is high time that all wars in the world stop and the process of reunification of two Koreas starts. It would be good that UN General Assembly addresses HWPL's message at least once a year, because peace is the only guarantee of freedom. Peace is the only guarantee of development and progress. Development and progress means lessening the gap, closing the gap between the rich and the poor, is the only defense against spontaneous revolutions which could throw the world into the anarchy. The world shouldn't become anyone's interest sphere. The world is indivisible, the peace is indivisible, and the peace is the holy right of every human being. If this is our message today, then we haven't gathered in vain. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Next, we'll have Mr. Young Min Chung, the General Director of IPYG, as a representative of all the youth around the world who love peace. Let us give a warm welcome to him, Mr. Young Min Chung.
평화를 사랑하시는
Dear peace advocates, distinguished guests,
IPYG 부장
greetings from IPYG. This is Young-min Chung, General Director of IPYG.
전쟁 종식 세계
We gathered here together to celebrate the DPCW's achievements
발전되어 온
and to discuss about future plans.
그리고 저희가 향후 나아가야 할 방향을
On behalf of IPYG, I'd like to brief
이
you on
자리에 청년으로서
the achievements of DPCW and our future ahead.
또 그리고 저희가 나아가야 할 방향에 대해서 함께 얘기해 보는 시간을
I'd
갖고자
like to
이 자리에
discuss
나왔습니다.
and brief you on the
먼저
current status of
DPCW 는
IPYG.
평화를 위한
Firstly,
가장 완벽한 해답입니다.
I'd like to
그
emphasize
이유는
that the DPCW is a comprehensive solution for conflicts.
38개 항으로
It
구성되어
consists
있는데
of 10 articles and 38 clauses.
분쟁의 예방을 위한
Article 1 to
조항들로
5
구성되어
consists
있습니다.
of
무력
prevention
사용을 금지하고
of weapons,
우호 관계를
prohibition of
유지하고
threats and use of
군대와
force,
무기를
war
축소하고
potentials,
철폐하고
and
국경을 유지하는 등
state boundaries
분쟁이
and
일어나지
self-determinations,
않을 수 있는 예방
which
차원의 조항이
prevents
들어있습니다.
conflicts around the world.
그리고 6조에서 7조까지
In addition, Articles 6 and 7 describe dispute settlement and right to self-defense in order to resolve conflicts around the world in accordance with the system of the international community.
현재 힘의 논리에 의한
Instead of following the
국제사회의
existing
질서가
problem
아닌
solving
평화의
approaches based on
논리에
the
의한
order of power,
두 조직의
such as
운영을
UNSC and
내포하고
International
있습니다.
Court of Justice, the
그리고
DPCW
8조에서 10조까지는
includes solutions based on the
가장
order
근본적인
of peace.
씨앗인 민족과 종교 간의 분쟁을 없앨 수 있는 실행적 조항도 들어 있으며
And it includes
그리고
clauses that could
건설된 평화
prevent
세계를
causes
영원히 유지할 수
conflicts
있는
between
평화 시민을
different
양성하는
ethnic
평화
groups.
교육에 대한
And in addition, it includes
이처럼
a
완벽한
way to spread
평화 세계를 위한
the culture of peace
DPCW 는
education.
지난
Like this,
1년간
the
많은
DPCW
조항들의
prevents
실현으로
conflicts
발전되어 왔습니다.
and solves conflicts, even if
그리고
there's
특히
such a conflict.
종교, 평화 교육,
And in addition,
한반도 평화 통일의 분야에서
from the perspective
발목할 만한
of
성장을
peace in the
가져왔습니다.
Korean Peninsula and peace education
DPCW 구조에 보면
and religion, we have made
다양한
great
종교가
achievements.
상호 이해를 위해 다자간으로
If you look
협력해야
at
한다는 조항이
clauses
있습니다.
and articles,
이
there
조항의
is a
실현을 위하여
statement that different religious groups should take measures to promote mutual understanding between the groups concerned.
사무실을 운영하고 있습니다.
In this regard,
그리고 이
HWPL has been operating 218 warp offices in 126 countries, and we've been striving to find a trustworthy scripture. And we have been working to set up a standard to find a trustworthy scripture,
기준점을 찾는 것이 우선이었기 때문입니다.
because we believe that
그러고 지금은
finding a
그
practical
기준점을
common
기준으로
ground
믿을
for
만한 경서를
a
찾아가고
trustworthy
있습니다.
scripture is important.
이번 평화 만국회를 통하여서는
Especially this year,
이것이
through WARP
지구촌에
Summit,
있는 종교 지도자뿐 아니라
not only
시민
for
사회까지
religious
확대하여
leaders,
전
but
세계 모든
this will be
시민이
expanded
믿을 만한
to
경서를 찾음으로써
citizens around the
그
world,
가운데 종교
and they will
간의
get a chance
분쟁의
to
불씨를
find
없애는
a trustworthy
토대를
scriptures
마련하였습니다.
which will
두 번째는
solve the
평화
causes
교육입니다.
of the conflicts. The
지금까지
first one
HWPL의
is
평화
peace
교육은
education.
각국의
Until now,
학교들, 대학교들과
peace education of
함께 MOU를
HWPL
평화
were
교육을
introduced
시행하며
schools
평화
around the
시민을
world
양성해 왔습니다.
and has been signing MOUs to
이번 평화
nurture
만국회를 통하여서는
citizens of peace.
한 단계 더욱 발전하여
Through this summit,
4개 국가에서
it has improved
교육부와
further,
MOA를
therefore
체결하였습니다.
signing MOA, Memorandum of
그렇게
Agreement,
함으로써
with
이 4개
Ministry
국가에서는
of
이제
Education
각각의
of 4
학교가
countries.
아니라
Therefore,
기본적인 공교육으로서
as a
모든
public
학생들이
education,
HWPL의
all
평화 교육을 통해
students
평화 시민으로
now have a
자라날 수
chance
있는
to be
기틀을
nurtured
마련했습니다.
as citizens of peace.
그리고 또한
In addition,
올해는 한반도 평화
in this
통일에
year,
대해 괄목할 만한
we also made a
실현을
great
이뤄냈습니다.
progress for peaceful unification on the Korean
DPCW
Peninsula.
5조에 보면
If you look at Article 5 of DPCW, based on self-determination, it guarantees a united country based on the principle of self-determination. In addition, it states that the international communities needs to support in creating such a country. In order to realize this, and chief justices and presidents and leaders around the world wrote letters for HWPL, and for the nurturing leader, they sent a letter in support of peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. With these great international supports, HWPL and IPOAG expects that there will be an unprecedented breakthrough for peaceful unification on the Korean Peninsula. Beyond realization of each clauses, the status in the international community, the status of DPCW and IPYG has been improved greatly. During the 28th Peace Tour, Chairman Man Hee-lee visited United Nations headquarters, and in his 29th Peace Tour, he visited Africa, Pan-African Parliament, the legislative body of African Union, consisting of 55 African countries, and he gathered official support for DPCW. In addition, Eswatini and Seychelles signed the National Solidarity Statement in support of the DPCW at the national level. In addition, we received the national level support from Baltic Black Sea Committee, and this will be introduced to the United Nations. The status that has been greatly improved for the DPCW and HWPL IPOAG. Yesterday, Kaesong in South Korea, the Baltic Black Sea Committee signed MOU with HWPL. Therefore, we gather the voice of former heads of states for peace, supporting the DPCW. Therefore, each clauses and articles were realized, and the DPCW has been gathering and strengthening its influence in the international community.
유엔 결의안으로 상정되어 통과될 수 있도록 각국의 현직 지도자들께 현직 대통령과
What we need
국가
at this moment
원수들에게
is to become one
촉구해야 합니다.
and cooperate each other until we achieve world peace. We need to gather supports from current presidents and make the DPCW be implemented at the United Nations so that
이는 할 수 있는 일이며
that can be introduced to the United Nations and become a standard for international law.
마지막으로 이 자리에
Lastly,
계신 청년 여러분들과 그리고 전 세계에 계신
young people
청년
here
여러분들께
and around the
말씀드립니다.
world, I'd like to make a
저희는 지난
comment.
1년간
Over the course of
23개국에서
last 1 year,
평화의 손편지라는 이름으로 촉구
under the
활동을
title
하였고
of Peace Handwritten Letter,
대한민국의
I've been urging for that
그리고
project
수많은 나라의 대통령들에게 저희의
delivered
촉구의 손편지를
the
전달했습니다.
message of peace to
하지만
President,
이것이 끝이
to the
아닙니다.
President
저희
of South Korea
청년들은
and other
다시
presidents
한번
around the world.
힘을 모아 전 세계의
Therefore, we
대통령이
need to make one voice and gather
지지하는 그날까지
our voice
힘을
together
모아야 합니다.
until we achieve
그렇게
peace
함으로써
around the world.
꽃다운 나이의 청년인 저희가
By doing so,
저희의 생명을 전쟁터에서 희생시키지
will
않을
not
평화의 세계를
sacrifice
만들어야 합니다.
our lives in the
전쟁은
field, in
청년이
battlefields
나가지
anymore.
않으면 일어나지 않습니다.
Wars will not break
그리고
out if
청년이
young people
전쟁에 나가지
refuse
않을 수 있도록 하는
and decide not to go on a war.
DPCW 2조의 실현입니다.
And that is the
바로
realization of
전쟁이
Article
일어날
2
무기와
of DPCW.
군대가 없어진다면
If
청년은
weapons
전쟁터에
for
나가
war
자신의
are
생명을
eliminated,
희생할 일도 없습니다.
there's no
바로 이 모든
opportunity
평화 세계의
for young
실현은
people to be sacrificed in the
DPCW 실현에
battlefields.
달려 있습니다.
And world peace is depending on the DPCW.
그러하기에
Therefore,
전 세계 청년들에게 꼭 당부의
I'd like to
말씀드립니다.
urge all
저희는
young people around
반드시
the world,
하나로 목소리를 모아
let us all
저희의 평화 세계를
gather our voice
실현하고자
as
하는 그
one
목소리를 전 세계 지도자에게 전달하고
and deliver
그리고
the message to
될 때까지
leaders around the
시행해야
world.
합니다.
And we need to
저희가
continue
하나로 모인다면
and take action until we
반드시
achieve
할 수
peace.
있는 일입니다.
If we become
꼭
one,
기억해
we can
주십시오.
achieve this.
We
Remember this.
are one.
We are one.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Youngmin Chung, for that powerful speech. Next, at this time, we'll like to invite Ms. Hyun Suk Yoon, the acting chairwoman and leading woman director of IWPG. Ms. Yoon is building peace networks around the world, leading women, leaders, and women's organizations, and spreading a culture of peace around the world. At this time, let us all give a warm welcome to Chairwoman Hyun Suk Yoon.
평화를 사랑하시는 평화 가족 여러분,
Ladies and gentlemen,
안녕하십니까?
peace advocates. Greetings from
세계 여성 평화그룹 대표
IWPG. My name is Yoon Hyun-suk, chairwoman of IWPG.
이루자고 함께 손잡았던
It's already been 4 years since the 2014 WARP Summit when we first joined hands for peace.
전쟁 종식
The most
세계
important
평화를
factor in
이루기
achieving
위해
cessation of war
가장
and world
중요한
peace
것은
is the pledge
한
we
마음으로
made with
평화를
one another
이루겠다는
to achieve
서로의
peace
약속일
with the same
것입니다.
heart.
이 자리를
At this
빌어
time,
함께
I want to
뜻을
give my
모아주시고
words of gratitude
그날의
to the
약속대로
family members
실천해
of
주시는
peace who are uniting
평화 가족
together
여러분께
to carry out
진심으로 감사의
the pledges
말씀을
they made.
드립니다.
HWPL Chairman
대표님께서는
Man-hee Lee
하늘로부터
has received the
부여받은
answer to
평화의 답을
peace
가지고
from the heavens
힘차게
and has worked
달려오셨습니다.
tirelessly ever since.
하지만
However,
평화의
what
답이
good
있다
is the
한들
answer to peace
함께 평화를 이루고
if there's no
누릴
one
사람이
to enjoy peace
없다면
with?
평화의 답 자체가 무슨 소용이 있겠습니까?
That is why Chairman Man-hee
그렇기에
Lee
이
sought out
대표님께서는
other peace
평화의
messengers
일을 시작하면서
as soon
제일
as he
먼저
started
하신 일이
the peace work.
평화의 사자를 찾아 나서는 일이었습니다.
All of you in the audience
29차에 걸친 평화 순방을 통해 찾아
are the
나섰던
messengers of peace
이 시대를
that have been
새롭게
discovered through
평화시킬
the 29 World
평화의
Peace
사자가
Tours.
바로 이 자리에 계신
You are the
여러분들이십니다.
ones that will change the world.
우리는 지금 평화를 위해서
We have all gathered
이
here
자리에 함께
for
모였고
peace,
세상의
and we are
안전을
working for
위해서
cessation of war
전쟁을 종식짓기 위해서
and
일하고 있는
world
것입니다.
security.
우리는 오늘날
We must be the foundation of
새로운
this
시대를
new era
창조하는
of peace.
기초석이 되어야 합니다. 평화의
The
굶주린
people
전 세계의 수많은
who are hunger for
국민들이
peace
우리를
are
바라보고
looking
있습니다.
towards us.
전쟁의 고통 속에 죽어가는
Those who are dying from
가족들이
war are
여러분을
also
기다리고
looking
있습니다.
at us.
전 세계 여성들과
The youth
청년들이
and women all
여러분들의
around the world
사명을 위해
are asking you
함께 목소리를
to fulfill
높이고 있습니다.
your given duty.
HWPL의 이 대표님과
We've seen
손잡고
extraordinary
평화를
results
위해 함께 달려온
throughout the 5
지난 5년
years
동안
since we started
우리는 참으로
working
많은
peace.
결실을 맺었습니다.
At the
2014
2014 WARP Summit,
만국회의에서 전
the
세계
participants gathered in South Korea
대한민국에 모여 천지를 불러
and pledged to work for
전쟁
cessation
종식
of
세계
war
평화를 위한
and world
약속을
peace.
했으며 그로부터 1년 뒤 국제법 전문가
A year later, the HWPL International Law Peace Committee, made up of 21 international law experts, was inaugurated.
그리고 6개월 후
6 months later,
이들
on March
국제법
14,
평화위원회와
2016,
HWPL은
the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War was proclaimed.
지구촌 전쟁 종식 평화 선언문을 공표했습니다. HWPL이
Now,
선보인
HWPL
지구촌 전쟁 종식
is
평화
preparing
선언문은
to submit
이제
the
유엔의
DPCW to the United Nations as
수용성을 갖춘
a
법으로
draft
법제화할
resolution
수 있도록
so that
준비되고 있습니다.
it can become an
그
international legally binding document.
29차
As a result of such work, we received support from 55 nations and 2 current heads of state for the DPCW during the 29th World Peace Tour to Africa. The heads of state recognized the value and necessity of the DPCW for ceasing wars and creating world peace.
현 국가 원수가 전쟁을 방지하고
Furthermore,
세계 평화를
countries
이루는데
worldwide
우리의 평화
are now
국제법의
supporting
가치와 필요성을
the
인정한
submission
것입니다.
of the DPCW
이처럼 전쟁을
to the United Nations
종식시킬 수 있는 평화 선언문을
so that it can become
유엔에 상정하여
an
법제화할 수
international,
있도록
legally binding
나라와 대륙은
instrument,
적극적으로 지지와 촉구에 동참하고 있습니다.
and each continent and different nations are participating in supporting
실천해야 할
peace.
약속과 평화의
In order to achieve
덕목으로
peace,
첫째,
first,
우리는
we
하나가
must
되어야
unite
합니다.
together.
하나가
If
되지
we do not
않으면
become one,
분쟁밖에 없습니다.
conflicts are inevitable.
인류 세계를 위해서 하나가
If
된다면
we become one for humanity,
하늘도 알아주실 것입니다.
the heavens will know.
세상도 알아줄
The entire
것입니다.
world will know.
그리고 전쟁 종식을
In
위한
addition,
국제법이 조속히 실현돼야 합니다.
we must also quickly
여전히
introduce the DPCW to the
연약하고
United Nations.
약한 국가들은 서름 가운데
Smaller
있고
and weaker nations are
국제사회에서
still
법보다는
in
권력과
sufferings.
돈이 법처럼
In addition,
힘을 발휘했습니다.
money and authority hold
법이 제
great power in the
하지
international
못하면
society.
죄가 남발하게 됩니다.
If the law does not do its duty,
국제법도 마찬가지 아니겠습니까?
crimes will continue to increase.
현재의 국제법으로
Isn't
지금까지
this also true
전쟁을 종식하지 못했다면
on an international level?
100번이라도 고쳐서
If
전쟁을
the
막아야
current
하지
international law does
않겠습니까?
not completely cease wars, we must create a new law that will do so.
제 아무리 강대국이라고 할지라도
No matter how strong a
전쟁
country
종식
may be,
국제법에 동의하지 않는다면
if they refuse to support the
어떠한 명분을
DPCW,
가지고 전쟁을 합리화하려 한다면
they can try to rationalize
세계
wars
여성평화그룹은
in different ways.
37억 여성과 함께
The IWPG, with 3.7 billion women, and IPYG, with the youth, will
국제법을
advocate
지지하고
for the nation
사인할 것을
to
촉구할
support the
것이며
DPCW.
평화를 위한 간절함을 모아 좌시하지 않고
And gathering our passion
우리의
for
위력을
peace,
발휘할 것입니다.
and we will show the world our determination for
지도자는
peace.
숭고한 진리 탐구의 정신으로 경서 비교 확인 및 가장
Religious leaders
믿을 만한
must work
정서
for
선정을 통해
actualization of peace
평화 실현을
through
위해
comparing
애쓰셔야
scriptures.
하며 서로의 짐을 대신
In addition,
지어주는 마음으로
We need to share
하나가 된다면
burdens each other,
종교
and
간의
if we united,
분쟁은
if we become one
영원히
in that
사라질
mindset,
것입니다.
religious conflict and war
오늘날
will
전
cease
세계의 이목이
and
집중되어
be
있는
eliminated forever.
한반도는 유일한
Today,
분단국으로
the Korean
아직
Peninsula
통일을 이루지 못한
is the only
상태입니다.
divided nation that has not achieved
하지만
its unification.
한반도의 통일이 된다면
However, if the
이로
Korean
인해
Peninsula
전
is
세계의
reunited,
평화를 이루는
everyone agrees
기폭제가 될
that this will
것이라고
become a driving force
모두가 입을
to achieving
모으고
world
있습니다.
peace.
한반도의 통일에 대한 그 해답도 지금으로부터 8년 전
HWPL Chairman Man Hee-lee has also proposed the roadmap to the reunification of the Korean Peninsula through the Declaration of Unification proclaimed 8 years ago.
대표님께서 제시하시는 평화의 해답에
If we unite together for the answer proposed by Chairman Man Hee-lee,
이룰 수 있으며
we can advance the reunification of the Korean Peninsula, and furthermore,
모두가
we can end
고대하고 바라던
wars and destruction of humanity, and we
영원한
can finally achieve
후대의 유산이 될
a world
것입니다.
of peace that will be left as a legacy to the
이제
future generations.
전쟁의 시대를 마칠 때가 되었고
It's time for the era of
평화의
wars to
시대로
come to an end.
접어들었기에
We must all join
우리
the new
모두 다
era of peace.
시대를 따릅시다. 하늘이 그토록 우리에게 평화를
The
주기를
heavens wish to
원하시고
give us peace,
만물에
and
이르기까지
all
조선모아 간구하는
creatures
것도 평화입니다.
also long for
사람의
peace.
잘못으로 사람뿐만이 아니라
We must not create a world
만물까지
of
고통을
pain
안겨주는
for
세상이
humanity
되어서는
or
안 됩니다.
all creation due to our
그러므로
mistakes.
우리는 내
Therefore,
자신을 평화의 도구로 삼고
We must now become the tools for peace
새롭게 변화시키는 재료가 됩시다.
and become materials to change the world in a new way.
다른 사람의 일이 아닙니다.
This is not the responsibility of others.
대신한다고 생각해서는 절대로
Therefore,
안 됩니다.
we must not think that we are
내
acting
일을
on others'
내가 하는
behalf.
것이고
This is
하늘로부터
the duty
부여받은
given to us,
나의 사명을
and we must fulfill
완성한다고
this duty.
생각해야 할 것입니다. 그래서 여기에 계신
That is why I want to
여러분들께서
ask all of you
마음을 다해서
to
일을
work
주시기를
with all of your
부탁드리는
hearts.
것입니다. 이제는 참으로
Now is the
영원한
time
것을
to
일할
work
때가
for something
왔습니다.
that will be truly
이
everlasting.
일은 역사의 길이 남을 것이며
This work will leave
영원히
its
빛이 날
mark
것입니다.
in history, and it will become an
인류의
eternal
안달과
light.
안전을 위해 희생
We must be
정신을
willing
가지시고
to sacrifice for the future
그동안 내가
and
쌓아온
advancement
지혜를
of humanity.
해서 또 내가
Let
이래온
us gather our wisdom
전문성을 발휘해서
and our skills
반드시 내가
to
사는
achieve peace
이
in this
시대에
era.
평화를 완성합시다. 여러분들의 실력과 HWPL의
All
이
wars
대표님의
will come to an end
지혜와
if we join our skills.
여성, 청년의 폭발적인 힘이
The wisdoms
더해진다면
of the heavens from Chairman
이
Manuel
세상의
Lee
전쟁은
and the strength
반드시
of the
사라질
woman and
것입니다.
youth.
우리 다 함께
Our destination is
평화의 사자가 되어
right in front of
눈앞에
our
다다른
eyes.
목적을 성취합시다.
Let us fulfill our goal by becoming peace messengers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hyun-suk Yoon of IWPG. To give his closing remarks for this wonderful peace event, Chairman Lee is building a foundation to overcome conflicts and enmity between different social statuses and religions by achieving international harmony, transcending ideologies, religions, cultures, and politics through HWPL. The one who's dedicating his life to achieve sustainable peace in this global community. Let's all together welcome Chairman Man-hee Lee.
네, 정말 여러분들
Thank you, everybody, for all your efforts.
저도 똑같은 사람인데
I'm the same human being.
전쟁 정치 평화
The cessation of wars and achieving world peace. If we just made the effort, it would be possible. Through the words spoken today, I really felt that. All your speeches, it was so great. If I listen to the content of the speeches, surely wars will come to an end and peace will be achieved quickly. Also,
정말 하면 된다고 하신 그 말씀대로
according to what was said, if we do it, then it's possible. If there's this much wisdom, and if there's so much people who are so capable, people who are sent by heaven, I really believe that you are sent by heaven. And therefore,
걱정을 좀 들었다는 생각도 되겠어요.
I think I could worry a little less.
해서 이와 같은 모두의 생각이
If everyone's thoughts, they're all unified, we're all the same. And also, all of the knowledge and wisdom and capabilities, because you are sent. Everything that is, we have purpose, I believe that it will be completed. Now, truly, all mankind in the world are able to welcome peace. If we cannot achieve peace, what will happen? If you look at the world today, if you can't achieve peace, it shouldn't be. And so we can think of one more thing. Each nation, there are many prophets from every nation. And I really believe that those prophecies are true. Everybody has desired peace, and since people with wisdom for peace have gathered in one location, I thought about this. But all things is governed by the Creator who created the heavens and the earth. The wisdom of the Creator, if He governs the hearts of many people's hearts in this world, why won't it be achieved? And so, all the current presidents as well, if they can support the DPCW, and so that the world of peace would be achieved, that would be great. And not just that, if you don't, you can't avoid that. Everybody is advocating for it. And everybody desires cessation of wars. Why wouldn't the president sign for it? And therefore, I really believe that it will be accomplished. Today, I thank you for all the speeches that were made. It's far beyond my expectation, and I'm so happy. Currently, our nation as well, the leaders from both the North and the South are meeting in one location. So this nation, too, I believe that it will be unified. Several years ago, when I went to Europe, before many presidents, I requested three things. One of them was that our nation needs to be unified. We've tasted democracy and communism, and you have a lot of knowledge. Please help us for our nation to be unified. And when I said that, the president of Romania, if you support the words of Chairman Lee, all the former presidents of 25 nations raised their hands. I still remember that day. And now, leaders from the North and South are holding hands for the sake of peace. How can it be further developed? That's the only homework that's left. All the speeches that you have made today, it's content that both the North and the South leaders must listen to. I will give it to them and ask them to listen to it. And it's only our nation that is currently divided. Is it the will of man? Is it the will of heaven? I thought about it. But now, I think we don't need to worry anymore. We have you and we have heaven. Truly, thank you for all the speeches that you have made. I will never forget it. Through the speeches, I will make it known throughout the world so that everyone will have the same heart. I will make efforts for that. Truly, thank you very much.
Just like Chairman Lee said, that he believes that this could be accomplished now with all of you, with all of your skill and ability. I hope that we can all together fulfill that work of peace together. Let's give Chairman Lee another big round of applause, please. Next at this time is an award of HWPL Peace Prize to honor the efforts of those who've made an effort to achieve this work of peace. A total of 12 leaders will be awarded, and if you're to receive the award, please come to the stage. First, I'd like to invite to the stage His Excellency, Honorable Emil Constantinescu, former President of Romania. His Excellency Gennady Barbulis, State Secretary of Russia, President of the Baltic Black Sea Forum. His Excellency Stanislav Shushkevich, former chairman of the Supreme Soviet of the Republic of Belarus. Next will be His Excellency Samuel Sam Sumana, former Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Also, His Excellency Stefan Mesic, the former President of Croatia. Next, we'll have Dr. Fathi Kamisha, the international arbitrator and lawyer, and the former member of the UN International Law Commission. Also, Dr. Franklin Hoet Linares, the president of the World Jurist Association. His Excellency Ambassador Martin Uo Mumbui, former president of the UN Human Rights Council. Honorable Given Lubinda, Minister of Justice of Zambia. Dr. Zoiti Moepatra, Secretary General of Mahatma Gandhi Foundation of Nonviolence of Peace. Next we'll have Mr. Saeed Abdallah Ahmadi, General Director of the Afghanistan Peace House, who will receive it on behalf of the organization. And last we'll have Mr. Kenneth Herbert Young, the Director of the Canadian Veterans Advocacy. Let's give them all a big round of applause, please. The HWPL Peace Award, Emil Constantinescu, former President of Romania. We give you this award because you worked hard for the cessation of war and the realization of world peace. September 17, 2018, Man Hee Lee, Chairman of HWPL. Congratulations. His Excellency Viktor Yushchenko, former President of Ukraine. Congratulations. His Excellency Gennady Barbudis, State Secretary of Russia and the President of the Baltic Black Sea Forum. Congratulations. His Excellency Stanislav Shushkevich, former Chairman and the Supreme Soviet of the Republic of Belarus. Congratulations. His Excellency Samuel Sam Sumana, former Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Congratulations. His Excellency Stefan Mesic, former President of Croatia. Congratulations. Dr. Fathi Kamisha, international arbitrator and lawyer, former member of the UN International Law Commission. Congratulations. Dr. Franklin Hoet Linares, congratulations. His Excellency Ambassador Martin Ohu Mbui, former President of the UN Human Rights Council. Honorable Given Luminda, Minister of Justice of Zambia. Dr. Jyoti Mopatra, Secretary General of the Mahatma Gandhi Foundation. Thank you very much. Next, at this time, we'll take a commemorative photo together with Chairman Lee. If you could please look at the camera and smile, and we'll take a formal picture with your award showing. Okay, we'll take the photograph here together. And everyone, if you can smile, on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we're gonna do also We Are One. So if you can hold up your index finger as you hold the award. Okay, we're gonna do We Are One together. Okay, so with your index finger, on the count of 3, we'll say We Are One. Okay, and if everyone in the audience can also say We Are One together as well with your index finger. Okay, on the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. We are one. Okay, we're gonna take the photograph one more time as we say We Are One, nice and loud together. Okay, here we go, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We are one. Okay, thank you very much. Just give another big warm round of applause. Okay, if we can ask all of our VIP guests to return back to their seats as well. Thank you very much. Okay, how about we give another big round of applause for our peace advocates for their dedication and hard work for the world peace. Over the past year, we put much effort in the respective positions to realize this work of world peace. This must continue until we achieve our goals. And we must not stop until our efforts are able to change the world. And what we need in order to change this very world is this next video that I'd like to introduce you to, is the crucial power that is needed in order to change this world. So we'll watch this video together.
The history of mankind flows like a big, wide river. Sometimes large, rapid streams of rivers sweep away precious things. They can also destroy peace. Every time this happens, we ask ourselves, can we not change the course of history? The one courageous person who stands in front of this strong stream, will he be able to change the course of history? History says yes. President John F. Kennedy's decision during the Cuban Missile Crisis changed the course of history. In a volatile situation, the world was on the brink of nuclear war. The president chooses peace over war. There is only one reason why. It is because of his responsibility for future generations. Through the great decision of one person, the course of history changed toward peace. However, not everyone makes the right decision. President Harry Truman dropped the atomic bomb on Japan. Through one decision, the traces of many people that burned, they haven't been erased yet. History teaches a valuable lesson. Through someone's one decision, some lose valuable life. Some enjoy peace. A moment's decision makes and breaks bonds. In life, there are eternal farewells, but also promises of new encounters. Today, at this very moment, mankind is at a crossroads with a very important decision. A peaceful future or an endless war. Before the crossroads of fate, what is your choice? A decisive moment that can change the course of history. A signature that connects the future to peace. At this place today, through your decision, the history of peace will flow forever.
A realization of peace is the only way to keep life. We have to take an active step for doing these things to defend life and peace. Also, we should make this realization of peace into reality by doing it in a clear action. On the occasion of the 2018 HWPL World Peace Summit, the 4th anniversary of the Warp Summit, we prepared a resolution deciding to actualize this world of peace. At this time, we'll ask Im Jun-taek, the Secretary General of HWPL, to read the resolution.
Resolution in support of the 2018 HWPL World Peace Summit, 4th anniversary of Warp Summit. affirming our united support for the implementation of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War at the international level, permanent settlement of conflicts that have become widespread in the world due to religious, ethnic, and other causes, and peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula, all members of heavenly culture, world peace, restoration of light, and we who are gathered here today, resolve as follows. First, we who are gathered here to participate in the 2018 HWPL World Peace Summit, 4th anniversary of the WARP Summit, affirm that preventing the spread and continuation of extreme acts of violence caused by conflict and war, pursuing stability for mutual development of the world, and achieving global peace are tasks of our time. Peace cannot be achieved by any one individual or group alone, and thus we support world peace and cessation of war and resolve to cooperate in building world of peace, transcending barriers of nationality, ethnicity, religion, and culture. Second, we who are gathered here to participate in the 2018 HWPL World Peace Summit, 4th anniversary of the WARP Summit, recognize that the DPCW, consisting of 10 articles and 38 clauses, is a solution for achieving peace in the world, and we resolve to join the effort to urge states to express their former support for the DPCW at the national level so that this document can be adopted in the form of a United Nations resolution and be implemented. Also, we promise to participate in activities raising awareness of the DPCW among the fields of politics, religion, press, women, and youth that we represent in order to strengthen civil consciousness and social consensus for peace. Third, we who are gathered here to participate in the 2018 HWPL World Peace Summit, 4th anniversary of the WARP Summit, resolved to support the peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. Given the military confrontation involving hundreds of thousands of soldiers, unstable security due to weapons of mass destruction, and prolonged state of war regardless of the will of the Korean people, we recognize that the peace of the Korean Peninsula is directly linked to the peace of the world. Accordingly, we promise to participate in activities and initiatives related to establishing a permanent peace and security based on conversations and exchanges, such as meeting of the two leaders of the North and South Korea and free travel throughout the Korean Peninsula. Fourth, we who are gathered here to participate in the 2018 HWPL World Peace Summit 4th anniversary of the WARP Summit support the prevention and ending of conflict through interfaith harmony and oppose any form of violence or armed conflict based on religion or belief. We urge religion to refrain from causing conflict, hatred, and crime, and instead to promote spiritual values such as tolerance, compassion, and love, and take the lead in creating a peaceful world. Recognizing that freedom of religion or belief should be respected, and conflict should not be caused by suppressing or discriminating certain religions, we clarify the liability of conflict parties specified in the DPCW and resolve to cooperate in establishing a national system for preventing violence and crime based on religion or belief. World peace and cessation of war can become a reality through the resolution and efforts of all of us living in this generation. Protecting our beautiful planet, creating a better world, and living it as a lasting legacy for future generations is the responsibility of all humankind. We firmly resolve to make our utmost efforts to fulfill this responsibility. September 17, 2018. Lim Jun-taek, Secretary General of HWPL.
Let's give another big round of applause for the Secretary General of HWPL. At this time, we'll all sign the agreement together and share our enthusiasm. It's difficult to fulfill peace if you keep your plans only within your mind or to yourself. So this agreement is another promise of peace made in front of the world. If there is only a promise that's made in word, but no words to fulfill it, any promise will be meaningless. So I look forward to the sincere efforts of the various leaders who are gathered to lead this new era of peace. Okay, at this time, with the agreement that's in front of you, we make a promise now to the world to not only have words of peace, but together to making sure that we fulfill it. Okay, now at this time, we'll be taking a commemorative photo, and it'll be taken while you are all seated. Okay, so distinguished guests, if you can look at the camera first, okay, and we'll be taking 3 shots in total. The first photo, if you can hold the agreement up, to your chest. If everyone can open their agreement and hold that agreement to their chest, we'll be taking a photograph here together. Great, if all of our guests can hold the agreement to their chest. Okay, great. Okay, on the count of 3, please look at the camera with a big smile and we'll take a photograph together. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the second photo, as we love doing here in HWPL, as we're one, with your index finger, we're all gonna say we are one together on the count of 3. Okay, nice and high with your index finger. 1, 2, 3. We are one. Okay, and lastly, we'd like to ask everyone in the front of the room to face front with a bright smile. Okay, just a regular photo with your beautiful smiles. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much. This will be the end of our 2018 Global Conference. If you can actually leave your agreement at your seat, there will be ones who will pick them up afterwards. And also, as messengers of peace who keep ourselves and give a peaceful future to our future generations, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank all of you again for all of your attendance. Thank you very much.